Thanks for joining us. Today we're talking about the Traeger Timberline. Chris here from the Barbecue Shack. As you know, today we're talking about the Traeger Timberline. I have here in front of us the standard model. They are available in XL size as well. We've got a few accessories on top of the grill. We're going to get all these moved off, and then we're going to go through each individual feature and explain the pros and cons of the grill. Okay, starting over here with the hopper. Firstly, you can see we've got a lovely chopping board, which is held on with a lovely strong magnet. Then we go inside. With Generation 2, they have increased the size of the hopper. They've put the light and the sensor in the center of the hopper, so you've got a better reading. The auger itself is more central, which means that the pellets aren't going to mound up as much. They will slowly make their way down. We've also got the drop more central, which means you're less likely to have leftover pellets when you go to replace them. Underneath here, we've got two chopping boards / shelves. They're easy enough to remove. You can also see a nice pocket designed for the pellet bin to drop in, just hiding in here. And then underneath, pull that, pellets drop down straight into the bin. They've also hidden the on and off switch. Okay, going on to the cupboard underneath the grill. As you've already seen, pellet bin, which comes as standard with the grill, fits nicely underneath here. We've also got access to the keg, which is where your greases and your dusts that naturally appear when you're using the Traeger pellet grill. Easy enough to use. You've also got nice soft closing doors. Cooking chamber. First thing to talk about is the clever hinge they've put on the lid, which means you can put big bits of joint on the top rack and they're not disturbed when you're opening and closing. These two are height adjustable depending on what you're cooking. We've then got the very stylish Timberline hat, which comes with each Timberline. And we've got two wired meat thermometers that connect up to the dashboard on the side of the hopper. Next bit is the modifier, a nice new feature they've put onto the second generation. As you can see, very thick stainless steel. These are able to come out and be replaced with either the fish and veg rack, or thick gauge cast iron for when you want to do some high heat grilling. Hidden under here is a very unique feature for the Timberline products, an induction hob. We'll be turning this on later. You can see how that lights up. This works with all forms of cast iron. However, as you can imagine, Traeger do have their own that fit very nicely over the top. The induction hob can be used to cook some lovely sides to go with your masterpiece being cooked in the main chamber. As I said, we'll go back to this in a minute when we've turned it all on. Now we're going to move on to a few accessories. Another feature of the second generation of Traegers is the pop and lock system, of which there are 3 accessories that you can use with this. You've got the hooks. The idea is, of course, you can put it wherever you want it to go. Next, we've got the storage bin. Again, you can put it wherever you need to put it to store things like sauces, or of course your beer, temperature gauges and probes. And lastly, we move on to the rollback. These again, simply click on. Move the storage bin over to the side. Probably one of the most popular accessories for the pop and locks. You can either put your peach paper on here for when you're wrapping your briskets, or you can put kitchen roll on here when you realise how messy you are when you're doing your cooks. As some of you may know, Traeger purchased Meter a few years back, and with the new Timberline series, they've given you 2 wireless meter probes. These connect direct to the Traeger itself, which then connects to your phone via the Traeger app. You have got the option of purchasing 2 more wireless meat probes, so you can have a total of 4 going at the same time. It also comes with 2 wired meat probes, which connects to the control panel in front of the auger, which we're going to go through next. Let's turn this Traeger on. So all Traegers do need to be plugged in. They all come with a 3-pin socket in the UK in order to be able to plug these in. If you are unable to plug it in, you are unable to use the Traeger. If you don't have an outdoor socket, we do sell power packs. Also means you can take your Traeger off grid. For now, let's get into it. Okay, so once you've turned it on, this is the main home screen you're going to get. As you can see, I've got it in demo mode at the moment. You won't necessarily see that. The first thing you need to do, using this very intuitive menu system, season your grill. First thing it's asking you to do is fill your hopper. Good opportunity to show off the light and the sensor. Once you've filled your hopper with pellets, using the touchscreen, hit next. It then tells you it's going to take 16 minutes to season your grill. This will give you a good opportunity to see how the grill works, all the noise it's going to make, all the smells it's going to produce, and also gives you a minute or 2 to get yourself ready for the next bit. Okay, once the Traeger has finished its seasoning process, you'll end up back at the home screen. At this point, you're able to just turn the dial to whatever temperature you want it to be at. Also gives you some hints and tips. So this is for smoke and barbecue. As you get hotter, grill, braise and bake. And then you go right up to the max of 260 degrees, roast and sear. You then hit that to lock in what temperature you want it to be at. Press and hold, leave it a second or 2, and the magic begins. So once you've finished your cook, you're going to hold down the dial we've been using to adjust temperature. Now we are in demo mode, so it will take normally between 15 and 25 minutes to shut down. But for now, that's what you would see. And then once the Traeger has finished that, it turns itself off. Good opportunity to show you the light. It turns itself on when you've opened the grill, and it'll also turn itself off when you close the grill. Over here we've got the induction hob. Once you've set this up using the control panel, you then dial in whatever temperature you want your cast iron to be at, hit the go. Turning it off, simply hold it down for 3 seconds, it'll turn itself off. Guys, thanks for watching this video with a bit of an insight into the Traeger Timberline. We'll be doing another video in the future, a bit more in depth on the control panel. But for now, hopefully this video has given you some hints and tips on the Traeger. If you did like it, please like and subscribe. There'll be plenty more other videos on the way. If you're in the southwest of England, please call in where you can see our vast range of Kamados, pizza ovens, smokers, Yeti and coffee machines. If you're not in the area, please go on our website, shackgroup.co.uk, or give us a call. We'll happily go through any questions you may have. Thanks again.